Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. This is Mike Dutter with the National Weather Service in Wakefield, and this will be your weather briefing for the upcoming week. Just a reminder, we will be recording this, and also if you want the slides to go ahead and grab them from the handout section of your GoToMeeting GUI there that you have up. But anyhow, let's go ahead and get started. Really, the main highlights for the week, the weather looks to be much quieter for the week as opposed to the weekend that was very active with showers and thunderstorms. Some of them were pretty strong to severe both on Friday and yesterday. We are expecting some isolated storms perhaps later this afternoon into this evening, maybe a wind gust to 40, 50 miles per hour and some small hail. But there will be another round of stronger to potentially severe storms later tomorrow and mainly in the afternoon into the evening. The main threat would be damaging wind gusts. And again, the most likely timing will be in the afternoon, the 1 to 7 p.m. time period as that front comes through. And once that front comes through, dry and seasonable conditions are expected really right through Wednesday and Thursday and perhaps even further. And as for our marine folks out there, small craft advisory conditions are possible later tonight into Tuesday, especially over the lower Chesapeake Bay and the lower James River, but the confidence is low, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. So this week's weather pattern, you can see that this cold front will really be the driver for the weather later today and again tomorrow. Notice today it's still going to be west of the area. We do have this lingering little trough that could again generate those showers and isolated thunderstorms, especially close to the coast. But then on Tuesday, that's when this cold front actually moves through. And again, a little bit more widespread weather and potentially more strong to severe storms are possible, especially in the afternoon and the evening. Again, it depends on the timing. But then once you get to Wednesday and even into Thursday, we get this high pressure over the area. And really it looks like right now the weather should remain fairly tranquil, dry, a little bit more seasonable temperatures. And then by Friday, we might have some low develop here that may allow some more moisture to move northward. We'll see how that progresses through the week. But again, the main story will be today and into tomorrow with this front, and then drier weather for midweek. So let's first of all look at the severe weather potential for the next few days. Most of the area today is really under just general thunder. There is a small chance, again, that really anywhere, but especially across North Carolina and also even though it's not highlighted as marginal, there's a small chance that we could see some stronger storms, on the eastern side of Virginia and even in the eastern shore of Maryland and Virginia. Some small hail, maybe some brief wind gusts to 40 to 50 miles per hour are possible. But again, as I'll show you in a second, the storms are going to be pretty isolated today. We're pretty worked over from the storms over the last few days, and so it's going to be a little bit more challenging for storms to develop today. And again, tomorrow, Tuesday, with that cold front moving through, there is a marginal risk for severe storms. And again, mainly into the afternoon, into the evening hours. And really the main threat from any storms would be gusts of up to 60 miles an hour. And then on Wednesday, after the cold front moves through, thunderstorms are not expected. Again, a dry day is planned for right now. And just a little bit more detail on the severe potential for Tuesday. Again, the most likely timing is from that 1 to 7 p.m. time period. And at least right now, it looks like really the best chance for strong to severe wind gusts would be east of 95. But again, most places really have at least that chance. But again, right now, at least it looks like it would be over the eastern part of our eastern half of the area. And again, the main threat is winds up to 60 miles an hour. As we'll show here in a second, there is a small chance for some urban flooding, especially if a storm moves over, a city, a town that and stays over that area for a period of time. You could see some localized flooding, but widespread flooding is not expected. And again, really no hail risk for tomorrow. I mean, maybe you could see some small hail, but severe hail, that is unlikely. The main risk, again, would be the wind damage. And then there's a marginal risk for severe winds and wind damage with the storms tomorrow. Timing of storms, again, very scattered to isolated storms, showers and storms today. And then with less, then increasing to widespread to numerous storms tomorrow, with chances of thunderstorms really in the afternoon into the early evening hours. Again, what I've been talking about, it's really this time period from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock tomorrow. That would be the main threat for severe weather tomorrow and thunderstorms. The excessive rainfall outlook for the next few days. Again, today and tomorrow, is a marginal risk of severe storms. I think tomorrow might have a slightly better chance for excessive rainfall, but today, if a storm would happen to stay over the same spot for a little bit, especially an urban area or a place that I've seen a lot of rain yesterday or over the weekend, you could see an instance of flash flooding. But again, I think the better potential, although not high, but the better potential would be tomorrow, again, with those heavier storms, especially in the urban areas. And the expected rainfall, again, this is sort of showing that there could be some pockets of higher values. I wouldn't take this exactly correct, to be exactly what's going to happen, but it does show that there could be some higher rainfall amounts in places. So again, especially if I was east of 95 tomorrow, I would, in areas that had higher rainfall amounts over the weekend, I would be a little, just keep an eye out for maybe some ponding of water on the roads, or some water accumulating on the roads or in low-lying areas. Now for the rest of the week, the good news is once you get through tomorrow, again, really the weather cools down a little bit, get a little less humid, so your low temperatures are a little bit lower for Wednesday and into Thursday. With, again, the probability of precipitation really comes down to 0 or close to 0 for Wednesday, Thursday, and even into Friday morning. Again, there could be some chances of showers and storms Friday afternoon into Friday night. But then it looks like there could be some more activity for the weekend, so stay tuned. We do have some scattered to numerous showers expected for the weekend, especially in the afternoon into the evening hours. And again, those temperatures are going to be warmer by the end of the week, with temperatures, a lot of places in the 90s. And again, cooling off for the weekend, probably some more clouds and rain would lead to those cooler temperatures there for the weekend. As for our rip currents, the marine areas are pretty quiet, low waves and fairly light winds. So there is a low risk of rip currents both today and tomorrow. So for those of you going to the beaches or out to beaches, it should be the rip current risk should be low for the next few days. And just to let you know, with all that rain we did have over the weekend, we are seeing the Appomattox River at Farmville. It's rising pretty rapidly, went to action stage late yesterday, and it is continuing to rise this morning. We are expecting it to reach a peak of about 15.7 feet late this afternoon or this evening, and then start to fall later tonight into tomorrow. Again, we're expecting it to stay below flood stage, but there could be some higher water, in a few spots out there towards Farmville, just to make you aware if you're seeing that now or might see it. So it may go up another foot or two before it starts to fall. The tropics, fortunately, are still looking quiet, and they will looks like they're going to remain quiet for the next week. There is a small 20% probability of maybe some development late this week or next week in the Gulf, but again, pretty low probabilities for tropical cyclone formation over the next few weeks. Looking for ahead to late this week into next week, again, those above normal temperatures are favored to continue into next week, and also that above normal precipitation is is also favored. We're getting into a summertime pattern, and definitely those afternoon and evening showers and storms will likely continue again next weekend and maybe even to next week. Marine wise, again, fairly low probabilities of at least certainly gales and storm conditions, and even wind gusts greater than 25 miles per hour. Those should be confined to the ocean areas. However, in the bay tonight into tomorrow, there in this orange area, there is a threat for small craft advisories. Again, probably not wind gusts in excess of 25 knots, but we could certainly see wind gusts of 20, 22 knots and waves 3 to 4 feet in the lower bay and the James River later tonight into tomorrow. So there is small craft advisories are possible in those areas. Peak winds, again, mostly around 20 to 20, maybe locally 25 knots later tonight into tomorrow with that southwest wind. Again, really picking up, through in the day tomorrow and then diminishing by the evening. And really for the rest of the week, the winds look generally sub small craft advisory. So once we get through the winds tomorrow, the marine areas should become a little more tranquil for boating tomorrow through the rest of the week. And a little bit more detailed wind speed and wind gusts. Again, it's that Tuesday period, which is the main time period. Again, diminishing later tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Wednesday, wind should be less than 10 knots, and even into Thursday, you might get a little bit of increase of south wind Thursday afternoon. But again, should be fairly pleasant marine conditions once you get through tomorrow. Quick look at the seas. Again, peak seas will be 3 to 5 feet with the highest well offshore. And again, you can see some 3-footers in the bay as well, 3 to maybe locally 4-footers in the bay as well. And that's all I have. So I'll be happy to take any questions. If you have it, go ahead and throw them into the question bank there.